Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I teamed up with Chalkola to show you guys this 32 set of acrylic paints. This company offers a variety of products for different audiences, including, as the name suggests, chalk markers and chalkboards. I expect the acrylics are intended to be used for decorating the chalkboards with permanent designs, but seeing as I don't have any chalkboards lying around, I'm going to be using these paints on a masonite board later in this video. First off, I wanted to swatch them for you. So here are some quick swatches of all of the colors, and overall I'm pleased with the selection in this set. Sometimes more craft-oriented brands like this one can neglect the earth pigment side of the spectrum, but this one I'm pleased to say doesn't, and there's plenty of sienna and umber type colors in this set, even though the pigment codes aren't usually what you would expect for an umber or a sienna. It also has my favorite color, Payne's Gray, so that got them a lot of bonus points with me, although strangely enough I didn't actually use it in the painting that I'm going to do. I sort of went with an unconventional color scheme, at least for my work, but I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. Alright, so I'm in our spare room, which is slowly turning into more of a painting, sewing type room. Eventually it's going to get painted orange probably over the Christmas holidays, but yeah, this dark brown and beige situation over here is not my favorite. But we're trying to make this room more useful, so I'm going to paint in here today. I have my new set of acrylics. I love this box. I love the box design. I think it's really cute. But I have these new acrylics. I have an easel. Ooh, I have an easel. I have a big mess behind me, work in progress room, and I have a coyote skull. So this is what I'm going to paint. I started off by blocking in the skull with a medium gray. I just wanted to do this to basically get a feel for the paints and see how they mixed together, see what the opacity was like, and just get a feel for what I wanted to paint. I'm kind of winging this one, which was sort of fun, but at the same time sort of frustrating. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I don't often paint in acrylics. It's not my favorite medium. I'm more of a watercolor and gouache type of person. And so sometimes this painting was sort of like pulling teeth. And part of that's just the nature of acrylics in the first place. And another part of that is that these colors are quite transparent. I find that the transparency doesn't quite correlate to the transparency marked on the bottles. That might just be like personal senses of the colors. I don't know how to explain it, you know, but I would say these are a student or craft grade acrylic. They're not like the craft acrylics that you get in the little cylindrical like bottles. They're not like that at all. Those are sort of weird. Those are weird ones, but these are good. They paint well, but the transparency for me is not what I'm looking for in a medium like acrylic. I like my acrylics to be like really opaque, like super mega opaque. And some of these colors just aren't that. And you're going to need to use a lot of white or use a lot of the darker colors to really get the opaqueness that I like and that you may also like. But the transparency of certain colors also has its uses because that way you can do a little bit of a glazing effect without having to introduce a medium to your acrylics. So usually you would thin it out with like a matte medium or a gloss medium or something like that to spread out the actual pigment molecules within the acrylic binder. But you don't really have to do that with some of these colors, like they behave like glazes on their own. So it just took me a little while to get used to it, I think. And then by the time I sort of got to the very end of this painting, where I was finished blocking in the color, you know, it was starting to look like a real finished painting. And it was starting to look, you know, kind of metal. It wasn't my intention at the beginning. I actually was thinking this would be more like a green, mossy painting. But I don't know what it is. Once I got in there, I was like, you know what? This is a red painting now. This is like a Roman painting. It sort of reminds me a lot of the red capes in Roman legionary attire, and they were very strongly aligned with wolves as a symbol, obviously because a wolf adopted Remus and Romulus. This is a coyote, by the way. It's not even a wolf, but to me this has sort of like Roman vibes. And I read a lot of history books. I love sort of that period in history, generally up to like 1000 AD. Like 0 to 1000 AD, that's my jam. If I had done sort of like a history degree, I would have never really done one, but if I did, it would be somewhere in there. So anyway, this is how the painting turned out. I utilized a lot, in fact, all of the metallic shades that are included in this set, so those were fun to play with. Although it's too bad because metallics are sometimes hard to capture at certain angles, so you didn't really see me paint them because it kind of looked invisible. But I'm going to hold up the painting for you here. You can see that the metallics turned out really cool. I did a few finishing touches with black off screen, and I actually really enjoyed painting with this black acrylic. It goes on really smooth, and it's just opaque enough that I wasn't really having any problems with it. So the black, really enjoyed that. And if you're interested in these paints at all, there are a couple coupon codes in the description below that they made up for me. There's one that works on the Chalkola website, and then there's one that works on their Amazon portals as well. Let me know what you thought of this painting. Let me know if you dig the metallic accents. I really ended up loving it in the end. Actually, it's pretty cool. I had mixed feelings while I was doing it, but now that it's done, it's pretty rad. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!